Good day, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you're watching this. Good to see you this, second full week of April, post-Easter. This is Pastor Doug Given from St. Andrew's Lutheran in Speedway and Faith Lutheran in Avon with another midweek moment. Our midweek moments are a couple of minutes to encourage us along in the faith. And I just want to say a blessed Easter to you all. I appreciate seeing everybody at church, most of you anyway, yesterday. And just want to remind you that the Easter season continues on for about 6 weeks. And we'll say on Sunday that that's the second Sunday of Easter, of OF. We are Easter people. And so today I just wanted to say a couple words about getting ready for church and how do you prepare yourself to come to church? Okay. I know that there's a book, there's an actual book. I couldn't find it just here in these pre-game moments, but the Lutheran Handbook, and there is an actual page in there, which I've read to you before, about somebody's serious opinion on how to prepare for church. And they talk in there about having a good night's sleep the night before, to making sure you get some coffee, but not 2 cups, because if you have to get up to go to the bathroom, that's not good form. They invite you to, pinch yourself if you're having trouble concentrating, or to, look at something, focus on something up front. There's a lot of funny ways to prepare yourself for church, or I think actually the title's Keeping Awake in Church. Keeping awake. It's hard for me to stay awake too, by the way. I had a guy at my other church in Messiah in Brownsburg who said that he's a Pastor Doug, it's a little easier for me to listen to with my eyes shut. With my eyes shut. And I said, sure it is. Because I knew that that's not necessarily the case. But in any case, look, during the week, we're busy. Our minds are going a million miles an hour. You come into church and, you've rushed in that morning, got up, you may be tired from the weekend, tired from the week, and it's easy to shut your eyes and fall a little bit asleep or whatever. It's not offensive to me. When I started out in the ministry 25 years ago, I used to get to be concerned, thinking it was my fault, but that's why I try to speak with voice inflection and try to interject either some humor or stories, or, like talking this past Sunday on Easter about how God calls us forward through the large front windshield of our car. And then we don't use the rear view mirror. And then I went on to comment about how I had hit my rear view mirror backing out of my garage. And all of that was impromptu, improv, if you will, spontaneous, but designed to be a human interest story that might catch your listening ear once again. But how do you prepare for church? I hope there is some preparation that you think about come the weekend. A lot of times it's helpful to make that decision early, into the weekend, to say we are going, and there's not going to be any doubt come Sunday morning, right? Maybe you do focus on getting a good night's sleep Saturday night because you are coming. Maybe you lay out your clothes so it's less rushed. I invite you to come to church and come a little bit early. In both buildings, the coffee is on and you can come in. Now at Faith, it's much smaller and the ability to be quiet is not as easy there prior to services. So if you wanted to meditate a few moments, you might do that in your car before you come in. Maybe that's a little easier at St. Andrew's, although it can still get loud in the pregame. As the prelude starts, just enjoy that. Maybe listen to that music and be moved by it. I think the hymnody and the music and the lyrics, if you and I pay attention, can really give us a spiritual uplift during the service. The music can really have that effect on us. At either church, it's a great idea to listen to the hymn. So I say make that decision early into the weekend, plan around it, plan to come early so that you're not rushed at the last minute. then when you get your bulletin, or in the case of Faith, there's the screens are rolling with announcements. Maybe you have your phone handy, or your calendar, or some post-it note paper or something, and you write down the information that you need to know about announcements, so that you get connected in. So worship, liturgy, by its very title, liturgy meaning the order that we take in the service, has by its very definition the work of the people, the work we do together in worship. It's not me saying what the next words are or whatever, but it's what we do together. And you're well aware, I think by now, most of you who've come, that the liturgy is designed in such a way to, on purpose, if you will. Martin Luther was, of course, a big believer that we've all sinned and fallen short. That was his Bible verse in Romans that set off the Reformation. We've all sinned. So our Lutheran worship starts off with confession, and then absolution is not something Doug says. It sounds nice, but it's reminding us that we are forgiven, absolved. Absolved is another way of saying erased, if you will. We confess by those special words, and it's true, especially if I give a moment of silence to say, Lord, I bring before you, my argument with my spouse, my this thought or that action, and confess it to you openly, privately, out loud, if you will, or of course not maybe out loud, but to yourself, and then receive the absolution, which is forgiveness, a reminder that we are forgiven by God. And so then we sit down and we have the prayer of the day. We listen to the readings of the scripture for that day. Those readings are the centrality of our worship, because what we've done ahead of time in the Kyrie, which means Lord have mercy, Kyrie, that's what that means. We sing because we are forgiven, we sing a hymn of praise. That's how it all begins. Then we hear the word of God proclaimed to us and then read by the lector. I hope you know, or you may remember, that we use the Revised Common Lectionary, RCL. Look at that. The Revised Common Lectionary determines in a 3-year rotation the Bible scripture lessons that we will have each Sunday. The Revised Common Lectionary. You can look this up online. RCL, Revised Common Lectionary, is what we use to decide the readings. In other words, this organization, made up of Catholic bishops and mainline bishops across the spectrum of denominations, decide on this ahead of time. Revised Common Lectionary. Look at this fabulous work I've done here. Revised Common Lectionary, a lectionary, RCL, Revised Common Lectionary. The readings for a given Sunday are in both churches' announcements at some point for Faith up on the screen, or in the case of St. Andrews, in the bulletin. So you can take your bulletin home, St. Andrews, and you'll see the readings for the next Sunday, and then you can take an opportunity to read those ahead of time. For this Sunday, I'm going to take, this is the church calendar year calendar. I'm going to make copies for both churches this week and have these out on the table when you come in. And what this will do will give you, it's hard to see on the computer, but this purple is Lent, then Holy Week, and now this yellow is Easter, and this white will give us additional weeks of Easter. And then if I turn it over, there's, so this is like May 7th, 14th, 23rd up here in the corner, and it gives you the first reading, the Psalm, the second reading, and then the Gospel, and maybe a hymn of the day that they suggest in these columns. And I'm going to print some of these off and have them available Sunday. But just so you know, every Sunday after Easter is the Doubting Thomas story. Look what the production team has done for you again. John 20, 19 to 31. John, my 2 slipped. That's a 20. Hold on. I got it. John 20:19-31. John 20:19-31 is the gospel for this Sunday, and that is the doubting Thomas story. We all will probably say something about, Doubters Anonymous, because we've all doubted. But then Jesus says, blessed are those who have not seen and believe. So you and I are blessed. So anyway, a few words about preparing for church. I called it real, be rested, come early, be active in that worship itself, listen, make notes, maybe a hymnody, a word from a hymn speaks to you, learn something, maybe from the sermon. I'm not saying that I'm like a big old scholar and there's going to be, but what's a thought, a point, a comment? Sometimes I'll even say your take-home point for the day is, and then write it down, put it in your phone, remember it till you get out to the car, do something. Don't just come in and sit there is what I'm saying. Worship is designed, it's the work of the people. It's designed to involve pastor and congregation together. And I'm inviting you to notice that this week on the midweek moment, to just notice that. And again, I'll have some of the church calendar, the listing of all the readings for the rest of the year. I'll make copies for this coming Sunday. So it'll be out on the table for you to pick one up if you'd like. Then you'll have it and you can look it up. And I think one of the very best ways to prepare, in my opinion, is to read the lessons that are going to come up. So when the lector, the person who does the readings, reads, you're tuned in. You've heard it before. It will connect. God will speak to you, and the Spirit will move more deeply within your own soul in hearing that word and having already read it yourself. It's exciting. What a way to nice Easter gift you can give yourself to deepen your spirituality and grow in your experience of worship. As always, I'll see you Sunday. Bring someone to church. Join me Wednesday night on 7 o'clock. We'll study those lessons for the coming Sunday. And if you let me know you want to attend, I'll be sure, because there's already a certain group of 7 or 8 who come regularly, but I'll also include you in those readings ahead of time, so you can look at them even before Wednesday night at 7. May this midweek moment be a blessing to you as you prepare for church. Get real, be rested, come early, be active in the worship service itself, and learn something. Find a take-home point from the message, from the readings, from a prayer. Maybe someone shares something with you. Try to be active and engaged in that regard, my friends, okay? God loves you, and so do I. I'll see you Sunday. Thanks for listening.